the Garden Girl.
And I'm Bartholomew with Square Foot Gardening.
This month it's July and things are growing beautifully in our garden.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
One of the things that I'm always so sad about every July is that my lettuce is gone. I can't seem to grow it in July, but you've got some really good tips on keeping that lettuce in there.
I think we can make you happy. Lettuce is traditionally a cool weather crop, and you're not supposed to be able to grow it in the summer. You have to wait till fall and grow another crop in the fall. What we do with lettuce is, first of all, the hot sun, the hot temperatures, how can we cool it down? Well, you put it in shade. And so we put a little support up and then put shade cloth over the top. The sun didn't beat down on the plants directly, and they weren't quite as hot. We gave it lots of extra water. We mulched it, and we even had a little spritzer there. And by golly, that stuff lasted right through the summer. Even broccoli kept growing and forming heads right through the summer. It's just like putting a person out there under the sun, and you give them the shade, the extra water, and they could stand there for a long time doing that. So you can try that. Now, the other way, of course, is to get heat-resistant plants.
Okay.
Now, they do breed lettuces, and many of the plants for either stand the cold weather or the warm weather. And so in this case, you'd want to get some lettuce varieties that say are heat tolerant or summer tolerant, and they won't bolt to seed as fast.
Excellent. Well, July is also a really fun time in my garden because my corn.
Ah, yes.
My corn is starting to come up and growing, and it's getting bigger.
Right.
One of the things about corn and growing corn here is it's kind of an identifier to my house, where if somebody's never been to my house and they are looking for it and coming to visit, they see the corn stalks and they know instantly it's my house.
Oh, and right here in the middle of the city,
Right here in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And I love having fresh corn. My family loves it. So give us some tips on how to grow it efficiently.
Well, traditionally, corn is grown in single rows, spaced 3 feet apart. That's all farms are that way. Been that way since the cavemen, I think. Corn pollinates. When corn comes up, the stalk goes all the way to the top, and then there are tassels there. Now that's the male pollen is in those tassels. And when the wind blows and the corn shakes or moves, they fall down. Now if the wind is blowing, they fall this way. Now if you plant corn in a single row, and the pollen falls this way, and the ear with the silk is over here, doesn't get pollinated. And that's sometimes when you get an ear of corn and there are missing kernels in it. Because the interesting thing is that the pollen comes down onto the silk, and there's 1 strand of silk for every kernel. That goes inside and into a kernel. And if it doesn't get pollinated, that kernel won't fill out right. But that shows you the best way to plant corn is not in single rows in a home garden, it's in a square. Well, there's Square Foot Gardening steps in and says, I can handle that. So in a 4 foot by 4 foot, we'll grow nothing but corn. A couple reasons. One is we don't want to shade other plants. The other is how much corn do you want? Quite a bit. And why not grow a lot?
Oh, I can't wait to start eating my corn. I actually have come to just eat it raw. Just pop it off, and I just eat it raw. One quick thing before we wrap this up. When do you know when to harvest your corn?
Well, you kind of feel it, and if it's lumpy, you know the kernels have filled out, and the silk starts to turn brown, and that also tells you it's kind of finished. And the best way, if you're not sure, is you strip off just a little piece of the husk down, and you put your fingernail into the kernel, and if it spits back at you, it's very milky and it's good and fresh and it's ready to harvest.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you so much. We are done with July, but August is coming right up, and
we're going to plant our fall crop in August, the middle of summer. So make sure you tune in next month. This is Bartholomew wishing you happy days.